So today we're going to start exponents. We'll be doing exponents next week, and you just close your computers down, please. Close them down. Exponents will move into polynomials, and polynomials is what's on your EOC, okay? Today we're going to talk about multiplying exponents. Now I have someone else not here. Hunter's fine. That's right. All right, multiplying exponents. When we talk about exponents, we're going to be multiplying them, we're going to be dividing them, we're going to be raising them to a power. And there are rules that we have to follow. A lot of times in math books and things, they'll say the laws of exponents. Really, it's mainly just a rule, okay? I'm going to give you a problem. We're going to talk about it. Then we're going to write down the rule. It's a 4, but it's a little sad. Have 2x times 3x to the 4. 2x times 3x to the 4. Now, when you are multiplying exponents, here's what you've got to think. This x, the x is what my exponent is attached to, okay? We call this whole group right here, we call it a term. That's a term. This is a term. When you're dealing with exponents, the first thing you have to recognize is what operation are you doing? Are you multiplying? Are you dividing? Are you adding? You have to realize what you're doing. Now today it's going to be straightforward. You're going to be multiplying. But as we go on, there'll be 2, 3, 4 different steps that you have to figure out. So on this one I'm multiplying. Now, guys, you can only combine x's with other x's, okay? You can't combine an x with a y, okay? They're racist. They don't like one another. Y'all like to use that word. You use it all the time. If somebody says something crossed in the hall, well, they're racist. I've never seen a generation of people that love that word like you guys. But you cannot combine an x with a y. Now, the rule that you're going to follow. The rule for multiplying. You will multiply your whole numbers. So you're going to say 2 times 3 is 6. You're going to multiply your whole numbers. Then you add your exponents. Okay? Now here's one mistake kids make a lot of times. You can definitely see the 4, x to the 4th. You can see that. But look here. What's here, even though it's not written? 1. If there is an x, if there is a variable, there is at least one exponent. So, if I add my exponents, I say 4 plus 1 is x to the 5th. So my answer is 6 x to the 5th. You remember when we were taking something from slope-intercept and we were putting it into standard form? And when we move something, our x could not be negative. Remember that? Well, on your final answer, you can't have negative exponents. I don't know if you'll get into those today, but you will next week. You can't have negative exponents. Not in your final answer. You can't have negative exponents, okay? Well, what do I do to take care of it? Let's say this is what we come up with. 6x to the negative third. The negative third is attached to that x. Does everybody see that? It can't just float up there on its own. It has to be attached to something. However, the x is not attached to the 6. The 6 can move without the x. The x can move without the 6. Some of you are sitting at your seats and you're not halfway paying attention. And you're some of the same people that struggle, and I don't get that. Wait till you have a college class that lasts 2 hours. You meet 3 times a week with about 150 kids in your class. You want to be successful later on, you need to start developing some good habits right now. You come into any class, I don't care what it is, you need to focus, pay attention. It's an hour long and it's over. Next year, it's 90 minutes long. Okay? Some of you sit here and you don't pay attention, then you wonder, why do I get this stuff? Well, maybe if you really focus, you're smart enough, your brain will catch on to this. This stuff right here is 8th grade stuff. This is not Math 1 stuff. Everybody in 8th grade has to learn this. The x can move without the 6. I multiplied my whole numbers. I added my exponents. If I had this, in order to get rid of this negative exponent, I'm going to leave the 6 right where it's at. I'm going to turn it into a fraction. And it's that same rule that when you multiply by, it's called the multiplicative inverse property. You don't need to know that, you just need to know how to fix it. All you do is you take that x to the negative third, you put it on the bottom. When you put it on the bottom, it becomes a positive. It's just like multiplying it by that negative 1. Okay? Divide it by the negative 1. It's like flipping. Flip something. Okay? Now, your whole number can be negative. Your exponent can't be negative. Alright? So if you had this, that could not be your final answer because your exponent is negative. So how could I fix that? 3 on top. Bring down x squared, make it positive, that is your answer. Well, what if you had this? One times 1 is 1. We don't write ones. So what if you had this? What would you do? And you can't have this as your final answer. Zach, what would you do?
Put 1 on top of it.
That's right. You got to have something to hold it down. Technically, you do have a 1 there. In that case, you would write the 1. You would put the exponent on the bottom and make it positive. When you're multiplying exponents, you multiply your whole number, you add your exponents. So we're going to go through some of these. Okay? Has everybody got that wrote down? You're multiplying exponents. You multiply your whole number. You add your exponents. Gina, what'd you get for this answer? $40x squared? No. 40 is right. I've got two x's here. Gina, how many x's do I have right there? 1. 2 plus 1 is what? 3. The exponent is positive. We're happy. All right, let's look at this one. Follow your rules. Your rule says multiply your whole numbers. Okay? What's 9 times 9? All right. I cannot combine x's and y's. I can combine x's. The rule is multiply your whole number, add your exponents. How many total x's do I have up there? 6. How many total y's do I have up there? Some of you need to go back to multiplying and counting. You're scaring me. 2 and 2 is 4. Now, this is how you write it. They'll sit nice and neatly beside one another. They just won't combine. Another problem. Follow your rules. The rule says multiply your whole numbers. Well, what's 6 times 8? Hey, we did better than last time. I can't combine m's and n's unless they're a candy. Alright, but how many total m's do I have up there? Ah, we're getting better on our adding. Proud of you. How many total n's do we have up there? Oh. All right, here comes the hard one. All right. 5x to negative 2 times 2x to negative. God, man, we never get rid of those negative numbers. They're with us for life. Even older, when you get that bank account, you spend too much money with that negative.
Ooh, that is not good. Don't give me nightmares.
All right, so We multiply our whole numbers. 5 times 2 is what?
10.
We add our exponents. Okay, what is a -2 and a -5? Well, I have a problem with this. Because we can't have
Negative exponent.
exactly, so how do I fix it? What do I do? All right, a little bit harder. Three ways to show multiplication. Multiplication dot, side by side, or parentheses. Well, I do have whole numbers, but not really, because 1 times 1 is 1 and 1. And we don't write 1, so on the whole numbers. All right, my x's. How many x's do I have? I have x -1. Now, just to begin with, just write them side by side to begin with. A lot of kids try to leave out this step because they think they're all that in a bag of chips and they miss it. How many y's do I have? 3. This can't be my final answer. How do I fix it? What do you think I'd do? 3? Danielle, one of you raise your hand. Both of you did. What? That's right. They're not attached. They're just sitting beside each other. Y to the third is going to stay on top. It's not negative. It's positive. It's happy. We don't want to move it. Bring the x down. If you write a little 1 exponent, you're not going to count it wrong, but you're not going to see that. Okay?
Wouldn't that have to be a negative x? See, I understand.
The whole point of moving it, Jovi, is to make it positive. All right, a couple more. -2 m cubed, 3.5 m to the -3. You can do this without talking, I bet. I bet it's proven somewhere in some country that they've done a research study to see if this problem can be solved without talking. All right, multiply your own numbers. -2 times 3.5 is what? All right, -7. So add your exponents. You have +3 and a -3. When you add those, what happens? All right.
Which would make it a 1.
Exactly, because in case you don't know, anything raised to the 0 power is a 1.
But if you're multiplying it, it doesn't make a difference.
But we're adding our exponents. We're not multiplying it.
When it gets to the,
Right, it's not going to change this.
so you can
You just write -7. And that's our answer. Remember, our whole number can be negative, just not our exponents. Now, I promise you, when you have an exponent quiz, I promise you, and I'm going to make fun of you, so and it's on video, I'm going to tell you right now. If you don't believe me, you go back and watch it. I promise you, when you have an exponent quiz, man, I'm going to give you some crazy problem, because we get in division, you got to flip it and all this stuff, and raising to a power, and it's some crazy stuff. I promise you, I'm going to give you some funky problem that's going to be raised to the 0. And you're going to spend 5-6 minutes going, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And the answer is just 1. And then I'm going to laugh at you and I'm going to make fun of you. Okay? So in case, all right, anything raised to the 0 power The answer is just 1. Okay? Give you one.
Would you take away the variable with it?
Yes, the variable and the exponent are attached. So if the exponent becomes 0, the variable is no, that means there's no more m's. The m's are gone. Somebody ate all the m's.
What's the answer?
The answer was -7. Joey should have had a V8 this morning, babe. Alright, so 2x squared y cubed. This is an EOG style question right here. Natalie, need help too?
No, they're confused because you just said 1 and it's -7. The answer is -7.
Time out. Let's go back. Time out. Okay, Joey, and the other people that's confused. When I added my exponents, I had a 3 and a -3, which gave me 0, which made m be, that's not mo, that's m raised to 0. So that turns into 1. And what is -7 times 1? It is -7. Now, I left out that step. I'm sorry. I assumed, and you know what they say about assuming. Shouldn't do that.
Thank you.
Now, is everybody clear? All right. Now, let's get to this one. Follow your rules. Multiply your whole numbers. 2 times 4 is. Add your exponents. How many x's do you have up there? 3. Very good. How many y's do you have up there?
1.
Just a y. All right, well, since you guys have done so well and I have a few minutes, I definitely want to do this. So now we're taking it as, no, actually this is an EOG question too, but it's more with linear, nonlinear, we'll get into that later. But this is part of exponents. We're moving on because eventually you're going to be doing polynomials and they're awesome. We're going to FOIL them. We're going to factor them. And, woo, it's fun stuff. Okay, I'm multiplying. Remember when I said you better know what you're doing? How do I know I'm multiplying? How do I know? Because it's distributing. There's parentheses and with distributing you multiply. Okay, so I'm going to follow my rules, multiplying exponents. I'm going to multiply my whole number. What is 2 times 3? 6. How many x's do these two terms share? Now, I'm going to multiply my whole numbers. 2 times 5 is what? How many x's do these two terms share? What about these two right here? We can't just leave them out. So they share 2. Now, if you thought x's and y were racist, I mean, when you get to exponents, they are really, they got some issues. They need to go on Dr. Field. You cannot, okay, when you do things like this, you're going to go to combining like terms. Those are not like terms. Because the exponents are different. And the x cubed family does not intermingle with the x squared family.
Huge.
It's like, I exponents in here with the last name of Richter. Are you all related? No. That worked out nice this year. I've never had that before. That's cool. All right. So, they're not in the same family. You can't combine them. Let's try another. Let's try another one like this. This is our last one. I can't try another one.
Yes, you can.
All right, why not?
I don't know.
What is that statement? We can be fashionably late because we're cool like that. Because we're up here doing math, and math's really cool.
And then read.
Give her a video and watch what you say.
It's okay.
All right, I'm multiplying. I'm multiplying. When I'm multiplying, I gotta follow my rules. Now my rules say, hey, you know what? You multiply your whole numbers, you add your exponents. 8 times 1 is what? How many m's do those two terms share? 5. I gotta multiply back here. What's 8 times 7? How many m's do these two terms share?
3.
Can I combine these terms?
No.
Bam. Have a great weekend.
They're racist.
They're racist, yes.